First and foremost, as I started getting better at planting seeds and having what's next conversations with customers, what I noticed when I had a real intentionality with that is that I stopped being as intentional on the upserving process. So that's a really big thing. Like, hey, yes, you should be planting seeds with every single one of your customers and painting the vision, but that doesn't mean you should let your foot off the intentionality of like, hey, though, like, is there still meat on the bone today? Because as great as it would be to have a walk-up cookware set next year, it's way more likely to capitalize on the momentum of the sale right now. Because I have planted millions of seeds, and two of them resulted in children. No, just kidding. I have planted millions of seeds with customers. The actual seed planting of selling, and I remember one year at North Dakota State Fair, I was just selling a crap ton of block sets, and I was just planting cookware set sales like left and right. It was like, oh man, like they got the set this year, like they were tapped out budget wise. They're for sure going to be like a walk up cookware next year. And then lo and behold, the next year came and I didn't sell $100,000 worth of cookware, which is what I should have sold based on all the seeds I planted. And so first and foremost, it's never let the seed planting be something that takes away from the urgency of today. So now that I've stated that, stay in the deal today, and but use this seed planting as that's the guise, so to speak, of how we get somebody really open to listening to what we had to say, and reopening the influence channel where it's like, hey Matt, I know you just spent $3,000. I'm super pumped. I really appreciate your business. But hey, just as a courtesy to you, I want you to know all your options for the future. I would hate, like I've been doing this long enough that I've had so many customers that, buy a knife set from me, love the knives, are amazed by them, and then don't realize we do cookware. And then like between now and the next time I see them, like they invest two, three, $4,000 in a cookware set because they didn't even know Cooko had it. Right. So I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't at least tell you what your options are for the future. Right. Right. So using suggestive. So number two, first and foremost, right? Intentionality, 10 out of 10 on upserving process. And then when it becomes really clear that it's like, hey, this is like they are tapped, like they are not going to buy anything else today. It's, hey, like I just want you to know all your options for the future. How can I be of assistance to you? How can I serve you at the highest level? And one of the easiest, best lines I've ever come up with is, hey, by the way, like Brian, I'm actually not a salesman. I'm a farmer. I'm just planting seeds for the future. Sometimes I harvest them right away. Sometimes I harvest them, a year, 2 years, 5 years from now. And I'm not attached to the timeline. But I would hate for you to go spend your money on any other product if we offer it, because if we offer it, then it's the best, right? So the goal is openness to being educated today, so tomorrow's order becomes that much easier, right? So obviously, I guarantee you've already heard most of these from the other speakers today, but the just so you know, hey, just so you know for the future, Josh, hey, whether it's today or in the future, right? These are all like variations of the same thing, but as a professional courtesy, so you know what else is available for the future, blank dot dot dot, right? And then it's like I create a wish list for my customers. I keep track of products and packages that you're interested in later, right? Then I'm coming across my next note. Like I'm not actually a salesman. I'm a farmer. I'm just planting seeds now so I can harvest them later, right? Um, Again, interest piquing questions, as Matt talked about. It's like, hey, in the next 1 to 3 years, would you see yourself eventually replacing your cookware? Cool. Well, hey, could I just tell you, like, can I just get you to take like 1 to 2 minutes just to give you a quick overview of it so that you know about it for the future, so that you know Cutco's the way to go. In an ideal world, if you were prioritizing what would be the next thing on your wish list and I like to like kind of frame this for them. So like looking at the four pillars, like what would be the next thing on your wish list? Would it be like the flatware, like the cookware, like the gadgets and accessories? Or would you be thinking about like gifts for friends and family? Like give them a framework and like throw out soft feeders for them to go like, oh, like, and again, this is actually very helpful too, because they're gonna go like, oh no, like we have really great flatware, so we wouldn't do the flatware, but like, yeah, probably the cookware. Like, great. I want them to tell me that. Like once I sell them the cookware, then I can worry about selling them on flatware later, right? Like we'll revisit that, but there's no point in wasting energy right now, right? In an ideal world, if you were prioritizing, what would be next on your future Cutco wish list? From the four main pillars, what would be next on your priority list? Again, well, just so you know, whether it's today or in the next year, 5 years from now, what would you say would be the next thing you'd go with from Cutco? Right? Do you have a quick, captivating power intro for our cookware, for our flatware? That's the three power things I've like refined on our cookware, which many of you are probably already doing this, but if you're not, like our cookware works just like nonstick without any of the toxic chemical coatings. Plus, it gives you the heat retention of cast iron without breaking your wrists trying to lift it. And are you familiar with an Instant Pot? Yeah, it basically works like an Instant Pot, but right on your stove. If I tell you those three captivating things about our cookware, you're gonna go like, how? Right? That's the goal. I want them to go, how? Tell me more. Right? Our flatware is the perfect combination of simple and elegant, lightweight but heavy duty. How could you not be curious? It's simple but elegant, lightweight but heavy duty. It's beautiful enough for special occasions, but practical enough for everyday use. Plus, it never needs to be polished. And with a guarantee, you know you'll never end up with that hodgepodge mix and match set. Like, boom. Tell me more about that. By the way, it is actually, and you use a captivating Curtis line. By the way, there's actually a hidden special on the flatware you have to ask me about, or I can't tell you, or Cutco doesn't want you to know about this deal. Like, honestly, this is insane. You kind of lower your voice, you lean in, right? The Take Back the Drawer gadgets and accessory collection allows you to clear out 2, 3, 4, 5 drawers of random crap that you've accumulated over the years. Declutter your three ice cream scoops, your 4 pizza cutters, your 15 vegetable peelers. Just have one nice set that works and does what it's supposed to every single time. And this is one that I haven't heard anyone like bring this up, and like I've done this like accidentally multiple times, and I'm like, this should be something that we bring attention to is like the Cutco gift drawer, right? Who here is on a regular basis offering this special to a customer? Like, hey, by the way, like, do you ever have like special occasions or gifting occasions just kind of sneak up on you? Like, I don't know about you guys, but like my mom, she just like when I like 15 years ago, she just started doing like our 4 packs of steak knives. She would just buy like 4 or 5 of them for me at a time because she's like, I could give that to a 20-year-old or a 60-year-old. They're going to use it all the time, whether they like to cook or not. So she just buys a bunch of them from me every like at the beginning of every summer. So she just has them for when she needs them. She also buys some gadgets and accessories, some like little like easy like, oh, here's a vegetable peeler. Oh, here's a this. Oh, here's a that. But again, how often, like how many more hundreds of dollars could we be planting? And again, they give away just like business gifts, they give away the gifts and then they buy more, right? If you could be like, hey, again, and going back to a Brian Carter power line of like, hey, you can mix and match any five, you get 20% off. You can mix and match any 5 gifts for 20% off. I think an easy backdoor special. And then utilizing a 10 pay, right? I think this is like the next evolution for this team is like getting really good at like not only like again when you planted the seeds and like it's like oh yeah, like we're for sure gonna like next time we see you, Quentin, like we're getting the flatware. Like cool. Just out of curiosity. If it didn't cost any more today, but I was able to lock you in on the specials, would you be open to seeing the bundle incentive I could do to lock you in on the flatware special today? Right? In January, I had like a 25K January and I didn't do a single show and I didn't like hardly do any calls. A lot of that was 10 pays that were going through from August and September. Right. Pretty sweet. Like I right now have a 15 pay kitchen that's like from a service event and like you paid it off early and I got to put the second part of it. It was another 2,400 CPO. And then in another 5 months, I'm going to get to put through the last 2,400 CPO. And it's like, it's way harder to call that person back on a specific date I had a customer that literally, her husband was like, "Hey, Seth, I promise you, like, stop trying to sell her. We're finishing our kitchen in October. If you call her in October, she will buy it from you." And guess what? I called that bee a crap ton of times, and she never picked up. And I never sold her the set that her husband promised she was going to buy. Right. So it's like, again, getting that lockdown today. That's the same thing as a post-dated order, right? But it's what level of intentionality do you even have, like a working script for how to work through a 10 pay, right? How to get the lockdown, how to get the buy-in and the lockdown now. How often have you done one, right? Just out of curiosity, like raise your hand, like have you done a 10 pay or a 15 pay, right? So it's like not everyone's hands are up. Like you should be like, that should be something that's something that I got really intentional after coaching with Kareem on kitchens. And it's like, hey, like how do I capitalize on the momentum of today's sale when they just cannot afford any more money? Like they can't afford to pay any more today. If Brian's asking if I have a working script, I have a working script here. I've uh, not put pen to paper, but that could be maybe something I can deliver uh, deliver on. It would be like a week or two, but again, a working 10 pay order. That's just like to me is like the biggest thing of like I think where we can capture another, well, again, with this group over that many shifts, like I guarantee we were writing up an extra 100 to $200,000 in post dated 10 pay and 15 pay orders if we're hyper intentional about that. I would say like probably my number one question when it comes to like figuring out a 10 pay thing is like when they're like, "Oh man, like we love this, but Brian, like this that deal you're offering us is great. We cannot afford a $2,000 a month payment." I'm like, "Hey, no worries. Just out of curiosity, so I know we're on the same page, like if I could find a way to get to help you capture all the additional savings today, and you didn't have to pay any more than we're already doing right now, would that be something you'd be like open and excited about hearing about, or just even open to, like, because I maybe have a solution. I'm not sure if it'd be like the perfect fit for you guys. Would you guys be open to hearing about it, like how it would work? Well, sure, you can tell us. And then it's like, and then like I grab out my B back sheet, and I'm like, so I wouldn't change anything today. Like we're locking in on that. What's cool is we'll still get you the bundle incentive, but here's how it work. Everything's going to come out right away. You get to use it, abuse it, love it. Assuming you love it and keep it, which of course everyone does, then they'll just auto build the card for 4 more months, right? June, July, August, September, October. November, Christmas comes a little early. Your cookware set's going to arrive. And then we'll just do that payment. We'll start that day. And that'll go November, December, January, February, March. And you'll be all done. And you'll have the flatware and the cookware just in time for the holidays. Right. And I actually like count it out. You can either write it down or like I would count it out in like June, July, August, September, October. And then November, Christmas comes early, right? Now, obviously, State Fair, Texas, Oklahoma, like you'll just be up against like the price increase. So, are you going to probably end up eating a little bit of loss there? Yes, but would I 100% eat $150 CPO loss and like have a locked in 95% likelihood of going through? By the way, I've had like maybe only I think I've probably done 15 to 20 10 or 15 pays, and I've only had like two that like didn't, like the second part didn't go through. And like the customer's like, "Hey, like something came up, I can't do it." I'm like, "All right, no worries." And again, that's another thing I learned from Kareem was just like hey, by the way, it doesn't change anything today. Quentin, by the way, if anything comes up between now and then, you can always just call me or text me and say, "Hey, like Seth, we need to hold off on it." And we'll still be friends. All it is it locks you in on today's special and allows you to utilize that bundle incentive to create that additional savings and additional value. Plus, like Cutco, like in today's day and age, like they used to do price increases pretty systematically. Like, oh yeah, August, the end of August, and the end of August, and one year just boom, January, we had a price increase with zero warning, right? By the way, you're locked in on this pricing no matter what happens. And by the way, what's great, Josh, is there's still tons of flexibility. Like if something crazy happens, like I had a customer that was 3 months into their payments, their kid wrecked their BMW. They're like, we did not expect to be buying a new car. And I was like, hey, no worries. We can put it on pause for now. And we give you a couple month grace period to hit play again. If we just end up having to cancel all together, that's totally fine. But again, you're locked in and your savings is secure. And then just again, with that famous like again, using literature and using tools, right? Josh loves to use the trifold. I do the same thing. Like there's been times where like I'll be utilizing my trifold and I'll be like, wait, you guys have blah like product? And I'm like, yeah, it's right here. Like you'd be sitting right next to me and they don't realize it, right? So utilizing that to walk them through, like, hey, this is the vision. These are all the different products and programs that we have. By the way, like out of curiosity, like what would be next for you? Like what would be your guys' next priority? Hey, just out of curiosity. That's a great, again, being curious allows for them to, with their walls down, like, oh yeah, like I'm just having a conversation with a friend. Like also I want him to have this information so that he can make sure he gets me good deals on this in the future. And that's something another line I'll be using. It's like, hey, by the way, like I'll put this on your wish list so that I can keep you in the loop in case Cutco does any crazy deals or discounts on it between now and the next time we see each other. In case Cutco does any crazy corporate deals between now and the next time we see each other, right? Which, by the way, cookware, like that's something where it's like seeds need to be planted on that. And then also, I also want to get out a price so that they are not price shocked by it. I'm like, hey, by the way, if you thought the knives were expensive, just know like the cookware is like the most expensive product we sell. Like sets start off at 2,000 and go up to like over 7,000. So it's definitely the most expensive product, but again, it's by far the best investment you can make with Cutco. And just out of curiosity, in the future, say we are replacing your cookware. Do you think you guys would like want to do like the complete set like we're doing with the knives, or would you guys see yourself doing like a smaller version? And then I'll like pull out my trifold. I'm like, this one's like a real minimalist. It's just like this is like the we don't cook at all anymore. We wanted the matching set. This is like the hey, we entertain sometimes, but mostly it's just the two of us. And this is like the hey, like we want to be one and done, just like with the knives. Cool. So this one's about 3,000. This one's about 4,000. This one's about 7,000. Just so I know, would you guys be at all curious to see the bundle incentives that we're able to offer if you were to take advantage of it today? Sounds like something you're going to do eventually. Would you be at all curious to see? Could I at least tempt you? And that's the thing. It's just like having it be okay and fun to say yes, but okay to say no, right? As Josh says all the time. It's like make it fun to say yes, but okay to say no. And again, just all we need is for them to like crack the door for us to squeeze in with that extra turbo incentive that they go, oh shoot, I think we really should do it. I had a customer at KBiz where it's like I spent 15, maybe 20 minutes with my customer and his brother. And it's like the brother was buying like a two-piece gift set to like try it out. And with the brother, he was, you know, my main customer is like looking at 15 shears, is like, oh, like he's like, yeah, I want to do it. His wife's like, no, we don't, like, we still have some gifts. We don't need to do it right now. And I was like, hey, like, can I at least just show you for fun? Like, come on, we've been talking for 20 minutes. Let me at least tempt you with a deal. You can always tell me no. And I was like, no, Seth. And then the husband's like, well, let's just hear his deal, you know? And then again, stack the deal, stack the deal, stack the deal. It goes from a $250 order to a $4,000 order because he did the 15 shears and the brother's like, well, I'll do the 10, what if I did 10 Santokus? And I went from a $250 order to over $4,000 order because I allowed them, I made it fun in the process and allowed, like, I gave myself the shot at tempting them with a deal. Again, customers don't know the deals that we have. And so it's our job to get them to create an openness at the booth for them to be curious, for us then to close the deal. And especially on an upserve, again, don't be afraid to get a deal on an upserve, right? I really love the Brandon Brown. Like I was listening to an audio that I think Roger sent me, and I'm selling a double cookware set. And it was like the first one was like, you know, this is like the best price. Like Cutco sets the prices and the price is the price. But then when he was going to upserve the second cookware set for their second home, it was like, hey, I'll tell you what, like I said, like the price is the price. But here's what I'll do. And he like threw in like he threw in several knives for several $100, $100 plus knives for free. And then that opened the door for them then looking at the upgrade. And then they did the upgrade. And then with the upgrade, he's like, hey, if you want to do the upgrade too, here's the extra thing I'll do for you. And he stacked. And then all of a sudden, like he completely insulated his first deal. Because again, it was just basically a full price set. And he completely insulated that with the upsell. Right? If they go online and look, they're like, man, like we really got a deal. They also spent 12 grand, right? So it's like that's where that's where the beauty is in the upserving. And again, that's where it's like I'm totally open to selling on value initially, and then using like leveraging the wiggle room I have to make it feel like gosh, we'd be dumb if we didn't do this. And again, like I love using the like mine. I'm like, we're we're losing money if we don't, right? So spend money to save money and make the process fun. And let's be some farmers that both harvest a lot of seeds and plant a lot of seeds.
Mm, Kinzer Farms. Um, it's just not even fair because my expectations anytime Seth is talking are so outrageously high. Like I expect and demand so much from him from like a training and content perspective, and he always surpasses it. Um, I love to talk to I love to talk to managers. I love to talk to newer reps. And I always say there are things we occasionally do and there are programs we consistently execute. And a lot of the stuff Seth talked about, there are things I occasionally do. Occasionally I get a 10 pay. Is that a consistent focus? Do I have an organized script? Like is that something that I am consistently offering and capturing on that inertia and momentum, that initial sales period? No, affirmatively no. It's just the thing I sometimes do. It's kind of how a lot of y'all do family program. It's not a program you focus on. It's just a thing that occasionally happens. But that's a talk for another message. Um, Thank you, Seth. I really appreciate you taking time from your family. I appreciate you bringing the goods. I appreciate the fact that you are a part of this team and family. Even the years where you can't work the fairs, you're still with us in spirit and you're still with us with knowledge. So thank you, buddy. We sure appreciate your time today.
My pleasure.